Hey, this is the Fight Nerd, and to my left, weighing 4.5 ounces and standing 5 inches tall, Bruce Buffer!
Love it. First time I've seen this.
Yes, and standing to my right, standing slightly taller than the Fight Nerd, and weighing in at a very dainty, I won't say it.
220.
220, okay. Bruce Buffer!
You know what? The competition's here. He gets a tuck, so I got trouble, right?
You're in trouble now, and we are here with little mini Bruce as well.
Yeah.
What do you think about this little dude here?
You know what? It's amazing. It's like the video game was exciting. The Topps trading card was a childhood dream. I'm like a kid in a candy store. I mean, come on. It's not even about money when it comes to these things. It's about just the fact that the UFC has reached this pinnacle with still far, far to go, that they're willing to make this kind of stuff about us. And I mean, how can you not enjoy this? This is like immortalization right here.
This is absolutely, you know what? Can I have you do the same pose? I'm going to give you the mic. I need to see the pose side by side.
Let's see.
All right. That's brilliant. I mean, this thing, it looks pretty much just like you, would you say?
They caught me mid-roar. I mean, I think they got a picture of me when I was going into It's Time, and they caught it right for the shot, which is pretty amazing.
And this is your first action figure. Now,
yes, the first one.
Now, growing up, I mean, you never obviously envisioned yourself as an action figure, but let's talk about some of the toys you did have as a child. What was your favorite toy growing up?
I was a G.I. Joe kid. You know, back when I was a kid, G.I. Joe was like so popular. That was a ton of fun. So mainly it was that, and I built models of all the monsters like Frankenstein and Dracula. But when I was a kid, we didn't have the choices that kids have today. So that was pretty much, you know, our mainstay right there.
Now, growing up, I also want to ask, because a lot of kids don't necessarily grow up saying to themselves, I'm going to be a ring announcer one day. So when you were a little Bruce Buffer growing up, what did you want to be when you grew up?
When I was a kid, I wanted to be an actor. So an actor, and I actually even thought about being a dancer, but then I went into martial arts because I was too big to be a dancer. And,
are you sure about that? I mean, do you have the build? You can be a new...
Yeah, I can still move around. I'll do Dances with the Stars if they ask me to do it. I'd be there in a heartbeat. But you know what? It was just about... Like, the acting was a thing because I had certain role models like Steve McQueen and Errol Flynn and John Wayne, you know, and like, I just thought it was cool to get all the pretty girls and to go around the world and make movies, but I killed that thought, and I owned my first business when I was 19, and I never stopped from there. So, I've never worked for anybody since I was 19 except for Dana and the Fertittas.
That works pretty well for you then, huh?
Yeah, it works out great.
Now, we're here, of course, UFC Fan Expo. UFC 118 is a day away, so this will not be up by the time the event happens. But I want to ask your predictions for UFC 118. Let's talk about James Toney, Randy Couture, a really interesting matchup. What's your prediction?
Well, you know what? I never predict fights as far as the outcome. I'll analyze the fight as far as how it could go, because I'm all about may the best man win. You know, that's the way I announce, and that's the way I like to be walking in. But in the Randy Couture fight, the first 90 seconds is going to tell everything. If Tony is going to win, I think it's going to be in the first 90 seconds. After that, it's all Randy. So it's a matter of Randy avoiding, obviously, one of Tony's shots, and then obviously getting Tony on his back. And that's what we'll find out in the first 90 seconds.
Okay, and the main event will be BJ Penn versus Frankie Edgar, the rematch. What's going to happen in that matchup?
Absolute war. Frankie Edgar, great fighter, all respect, one of my favorite fighters. He goes out there, he takes care of business. BJ Penn, like my little Hawaiian brother. I love BJ as a friend, but looking at it from a fighting standpoint, I put on paper the edge to BJ because BJ is so cerebral, and I know he and his team have been doing nothing but analyzing that last fight. And you're not going to see the same BJ Penn walk out. You may see the same Frankie Edgar because there's really no reason for Frankie to change his game. But we'll see how BJ comes out. It's going to be a war, an absolute war. The whole night.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, I'm thinking about going into commentary and ringing out to myself, but my voice isn't very good. So what would you recommend that I can do as far as drills and whatnot to get my voice to be better? Well, what do you do in the backstage dressing room to get yourself warmed up?
Well, in actuality, your voice is good.
Really?
Yeah, you don't have a bad voice.
Aw, Bruce, you're the best guy I've ever met.
Your voice is good. The thing is, though, for me, I'm different than other people. I don't announce in the shower. I don't sing in the shower. I don't stand in my room and go, Randy Couture, before I walk out. I don't do any of that. I put on the tux, or put on the monkey suit, as I say.
Monkey suit.
I get out there, I feel the energy of the crowd like I'm feeling the energy here right now, and I go to work. And I have to work from the cuff. I work on how I feel at that moment because that's how it works for me. That's how my passion stays strong. That's how the night is exciting for me. And hopefully in turn, as a result, I'm making it exciting for everybody else. Just the way I do it. Whether it's a 360, a 180, or whatever, physically, none of that stuff is decided until right at that moment.
Really?
That's the way I roll.
Very spontaneous.
Yeah.
All right, now last thing, can you please announce the Fight Nerd as he's coming down to the ring for me?
Now coming to the cage, standing 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighing in at 150 pounds. You all know him, you all see him, you all hear him. Let's hear it. Please welcome the Fight Nerd!
Bruce Buffer, I need new pants. Thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Cheers.
This video is sponsored by Skin Industries, dominating fashion for the past 11 years with hundreds of designs for men, women, and children. Start living in skin today and check out skinindustries.com.